Thanks, Robin. All right, so I am excited to share with all of you the changes that are coming to Bold Ideas program starting this fall. So all of our changes are centered around our new and improved ideaSpark's Coding Clubs program. ideaSpark Coding Clubs will be an academic year-long club for students in 3rd to 12th grade. These coding clubs will be located at Dallas ISD schools, online, and later at community locations when we can meet again in person. And they'll meet once a week after school. Students will no longer be in groups based on a particular course. Instead, they will be in a club based on their age and grade level alone, working together throughout the school year with their mentors to learn computer science and build a community of young coders together. As I previously mentioned, coding clubs will now be an academic year-long program. This means that students, when they register, will be making a commitment to attend club once a week during the school year. That time period is what you see here on this calendar in purple. And so the school year is going to, for Bold Idea, will start in September and run through May, recognizing all of the different school breaks that are observed within that time frame as well. And just to help, we also have our summer camps program there in blue. And so our ideaSpark's coding clubs will have 2 primary program site types. So we have our Dallas ISD and school clubs. These will take place after school at a specific Dallas ISD campus, at which we have established a club in partnership with a local company and their volunteers. These clubs are open to all students who attend that school, and it is free as part of their after-school programming as a student there. And then we have our community clubs, which is our other type of ideaSpark coding club. These will currently only be offered online, and they're open to all students regardless of their location or school district they attend. There is a registration cost associated with that, and the registration cost will now be $400, which is just our 2 semester costs that we typically have combined into one. So there's really not an actual change there. And as always, we always offer financial assistance, payment plans, and we also have our brand new laptop program for students who need a laptop in order to participate in our programs. Like I said, community clubs, as well as Dallas ISD clubs, they're open to everyone who wants to learn with us, and we'll find a way to make sure that students can attend club. So what actually is happening at ideaSpark coding clubs each week? So instead of a specific curriculum for each semester, students will join clubs for their age and grade group, and they'll work through what we're now calling learning paths. These paths will be themed around different areas of computer science, and they'll work through a curriculum that teaches them programming languages and skills through coding challenges and projects. And they'll work through this learning path at their own self-pace. There won't be, you do JavaScript one semester and then HTML the next semester. Maybe they take the whole school year to do JavaScript intro to gaming, as an example. Since clubs are grouped around age and grade level, students in any given club might now be on the same experience level with computer science or coding or a particular topic. Or the coding club could be made up of students on many different learning paths and many different experience levels. This will allow for students to grow and help each other in the club and build that sense of community. And clubs will be meeting once a week after school, and they will be a community of young coders. Our idea with centering the clubs around age groups is that they'll be able to grow together and learn together throughout the years of being in Bold Idea from 3rd grade all the way through to high school. And by the time they graduate, they have this community of students and people who have had the same experience as them with their mentors growing up and learning computer science. And your students and our volunteer mentors as well will still have access to all the same resources that you're used to with Bold Idea. And the students will also still have their mentors. Mentors are still the heart of our programs at Bold Idea. They'll work with students each week in club to help them continue down their learning paths and also build those important student-mentor relationships and be career and technology role models for them. In addition to everything I just mentioned, students will also have the opportunity for career exploration and skill building. This will include things like guest speakers, company tours, internships, career preparations such as portfolio building, interview practices. Our goal is that when a student that's gone through Bold Idea graduates high school, they'll be prepared for whatever path they choose to take in life, and especially a path that involves computer science. So I've been mentioning these learning paths quite a lot. And I wanted to show you an example illustration of what that learning path might look like. Learning paths are still under development, and are also unique to each student. So please do not take this particular example as a final product, but it paints a picture of what to expect. They are envisioned to be paths that students take learning throughout their time in Bold Idea. So imagine a student starting in 3rd grade and then graduating high school being in Bold Idea. The way that students will show they have completed an area on a learning path is through our badges, which you can see in the top corner here. When students are awarded a badge, that badge will go into their Bold Idea profile and exist as a portfolio of their challenges and projects that they've completed to show mentors what students have learned in the past and what they might need to work on next. And also something cool that students can show to their parents and their friends that documents all of the amazing projects they've done. So as you can see with this illustration of a learning path, learning paths begin with basic coding experience and skill building around using computers with our Scratch curriculum for elementary school students. Then once they complete those badges, they'll move on to text-based coding such as maybe web development and HTML. Then based on personal interests, they could choose any number of paths related to maybe game development, web development. And then as they continue to earn badges, students would be able to explore more advanced skills and subjects and projects to grow throughout the years and develop their interests as they get older. So, in summary of these major changes, during registration, students register for the full academic year. This is going to be 28 weeks between September and May, 14 weeks per semester. Just think of what we've been doing in the past and combine it into one school year. And there is a fee, and if there is a fee, because Dallas ISD obviously does not have that, it will be $400. And again, this is not a change in our cost. It's just a combination of the 2-semester fee into a 1-year-long fee. When you sign up a student, you'll sign them up based on their age and grade and the times offered that fit your schedule. Now, volunteers, this is something to keep in mind when you register as well. Volunteers will still, when you sign up, you will have the option to select fall, spring, or both semesters during your club registration as a volunteer mentor. We recognize for working professionals, it might be a bit of a commitment to commit to volunteer for February through May and August of the year before. However, keep in mind that your students are making this year-long commitment. And also be aware that you'll be working with students that might be on different experience levels or different learning paths, depending on what club you're signing up for. And then finally, we have our new learning paths themselves in the badges system. Everyone will be able, with this system, to plan ahead and track student progress while in the Bold ideaSpark Coding Club. Parents will be able to better understand and support their students and their interests through looking at that learning path and what topics within computer science they've been interested in learning recently. And mentors will be able to use that same information and better understand how to guide students in their learning experiences and also in their projects and interests.
Screen now. I'm going to walk through why Bold Idea is making these changes. Over the pandemic, we met with our board of directors, the 3 of us on staff, and Bold Idea has been around for 6 years now. We've been working with students, giving them computer science, learning and mentoring for 6 years, and we thought, where are we going with this? Like, What kind of impact do we want to have? Who are we going to serve? Do we want to go national? There were a lot of questions we were asking ourselves. And we first of all decided that we can have a big impact here in Dallas and North Texas, and that's where our focus is going to be. And rather than going national, we're going to focus on serving students from 3rd to 12th grade, like Lorene has mentioned. And I'm going to dive into that a little more. Let's see. One of our goals is to expand the learning content and the skill development that we're giving these students across 3rd to 12th grade in 3 key areas. So computer science skills, as you guys know, so that's building their technical skills and a portfolio of work. So the assumption is they'll have a digital portfolio with links to all of their projects. You know, imagine it by 12th grade, they can sit down with a college admissions officer or a hiring manager and walk through all the projects they've made over the past, 10 years with Bold Idea, and all the lessons they've learned along the way. And then, the badges they've learned by completing these projects. But we also want to emphasize the non-technical skills. So in a lot of circles, these are called 21st century skills. Things like collaboration. Can they work well in a team? Can they communicate an idea? Can they stand up in front of an audience and present their ideas? Can they persevere when things get challenging? These are a lot of ways what hiring managers are looking for, but they're a lot harder to train. You kind of have to build these over many years. And that's just as important for them to build in that Bold Idea program. And the next one is career exploration and readiness. So we want to make sure by the time they graduate, they are ready to enter the workforce and also college fields of study with everything they've been learning. But to do that, we've got to start really early. And I think that we've got a great asset here and that they're already working with these technology mentors. They're getting exposed to people in the tech industry that they wouldn't have had the opportunity to do before this. So that's already kind of an opportunity that we have that we just want to take deeper. So I want to kind of share what this looks like a little more. So as you can see, starting in 3rd through 5th grade, we're kind of in the awareness phase. And then as they get into middle school, we do more exploration. And then in high school, we do readiness. So for each of these 3 areas, that's kind of the pathway we're taking students: awareness, exploration, and readiness. So for example, we're assuming that, if we've got students who are starting with us at the elementary school, they're going to be building their computer science skills through basic puzzles and projects using Scratch, which is a visual programming language. At the end of the year, they'll share their coding projects within their coding club using a simple show and tell type event. So they're still getting experience communicating their ideas. As we move into middle school, they're going to start using more text-based coding with guided and creative projects. If you're a volunteer, you're already kind of experienced in these types of projects. And then at the end of the year, they'll participate in a demo day event, which we've done before, where we might invite more community members to attend the event or even host it at a technology company. And this is also where students will enter those learning paths that Lorene shared earlier. If they might say, hey, I want to really dive into video game development, we'll kind of start them at the intro level and keep building those skills through every project they do, keep diving more into game development. And then as they go into high school, their projects will involve more real-world problem solving and even open source contribution. And then in many cases, it might make more sense for them to work in a larger project team rather than on their own project alone. And that's giving them experience with project management and more teamwork skills. And then they may even feel qualified to participate in hackathons and competitions out in the community. One thing you might notice is the overlap in grade levels. So we kind of understand that students might progress at different rates. They might kind of jump ahead more than their peers would. So this isn't kind of a strict thing of here's what all the 5th graders would do or all the 6th graders. we're going to kind of follow that individualized path. You know, if they're accelerating a little faster, we're going to go with them. Okay, and now I'm looking at the 21st century skills. So again, these are the non-technical interpersonal skills that employers are looking for: critical thinking, communication, collaboration. And what I want to share here is that we are also designing learning experiences for students to build these skills and then also earn badges in each of these areas that kind of demonstrates in their project portfolio that they have them, that they can work well on a team, that they have all these skills. So I'm not going to dive into each of these that you see on the screen, but just know that they are age appropriate for that grade level. We've done a lot of research here, and that they're going to advance as students get older. So obviously what they're doing at high school is more age appropriate than what you're seeing there at elementary. So for example, elementary, they're really learning how to communicate their ideas. When they get to middle school, they're learning how to work well with others. And then when we're getting to high school, there's more emphasis on project management. And, you know, we're taking different roles on a project team, things like that. The next one I want to dive into is career readiness growth. So again, we're following that awareness, exploration, and readiness pathway. So our overall goal for students by 12th grade is their readiness for careers in college fields of study that benefit from the skills they're learning in Bold Idea. And to do that, we need to start at elementary school and just make them aware of these careers. You know, they're asking them as early as 3rd grade what they want to be when they grow up. But if they've never met a software engineer, if they've never been exposed to these types of jobs, you know, they might not even think of that. So first of all, they've got a really cool mentor who's working with them. That's their first exposure. But we're going to do more to dive in and share all the different opportunities within the technology sector. In middle school, we're doing more exploration activities. So that includes taking them on company tours, bringing in guest speakers who might share many different roles within technology, maybe design, maybe game development, things like that. And then once we're getting to high school, this is a totally new area for us, guys. So you've heard about, we've done a lot of company tours before, we've done a lot of guest speakers, but you know, everything here at the high school level will be new for us. This is where they're actually setting goals for their future. We're going to work on resume building and building that project portfolio. They might do interview practice. We might even tour some local colleges to look at, you know, if we can go to UT Dallas, what would it be like to go to the ATech program and study game development? What does that even look like? And then we're also talking to our corporate partners about offering internship opportunities for our experienced high school students. And we've got a lot of interest so far. So this is where we want to take them. And I think we have a lot of volunteers here in the meeting. This is going to mean that the mentor role will be different at each of these levels. So what you're doing with students might look a little different, but it's our job at Bold Idea to prepare you for that, you know, to prepare you. If you're working with high schoolers, you can help them with interview practice and resume building. We're going to get you ready for that. So just kind of think about where you want to be in your mentoring role in that student's life, or if you want to follow a particular student through that entire cycle. I think I saw a hand raise. Lorraine, did we have any questions come up? Okay.
Oh, I think, Alan, you have your hand raised if you had a question.
All right. Well, again, you guys can throw something in the Q&A or put something in the chat feature and we'll jump in and answer it.
I know we had a question. This goes back a little bit to a previous conversation, Robin.
Okay.
And, headphones along with the laptop program.
Yeah. So I think we have a few headphones, so that might be something we'll be able to donate. But right now, I can't really guarantee that that will definitely come with the laptop. I hope that answers that question. Yeah, from these companies, we're getting a lot of laptops and power cords, but not a lot of used headphones. That makes sense. But if that's a need, we can definitely put that on our list and make sure students have what they need to participate. Okay. So I want to dive into our goals too over the next 5 years. So picture it, it's 4 years from now, it's 2025. We've shared these two different ways we're delivering our program. This is kind of the big impact we want to have. So in Dallas ISD, we want to be able to serve 1,500 students a year from 3rd to 12th grade at 25 Dallas ISD schools. This school year, we're going to be in 8 schools, 5 that we're continuing from this past year, and then 3 that are new. And then in our community coding clubs, that's kind of our term for everyone not at those 8 or 25 Dallas ISD schools, anyone else. Our goal is to serve 375 students a year from 20 different community coding clubs. So we're going to launch the community coding clubs this year with 5 of them. So that's our new goal. And these are really ambitious. I mean, this is only 4 years from now, and this is a really big leap. You know, but everything we're doing now is kind of getting us in that direction. And it's all built on a track record that we've had over the past 6 years of achievement and growth. And it's fueled by all of our talented volunteers, you guys, our board leaders, our staff, our supporters, and then all of our partners. You know, what I'm really proud of as a founder is just the community we've built with Bold Idea. All these people coming together with the single goal of making it possible for more students to discover computer science and, you know, be prepared for and succeed in the careers of the future. And I really believe this community will keep growing and getting stronger. And I want to recognize to all of our corporate and community partners who've joined with us so far in this journey and where we're going to be over the next 5 years. And I really expect this roster right here is going to greatly expand over the next 5 years as well. We're really proud of this list. Yeah. And then on the DISD side, if you're not involved in those school-based programs, I'm going to kind of give a shout out to a few. Every coding club at a DISD school has its own corporate partner. So Pariveda right here is supporting an elementary middle school in Southern Dallas. Texas Capital Bank, State Farm, the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, Bottle Rocket, and Tech Systems are all supporting individual Dallas ISD coding clubs. And these are multi-year commitments. So we are so grateful for them for helping us keep that program running with their sponsorship and their volunteers and all they're going to do with career exploration. If you're aware of a company who wants to get involved in that way, let me know. We're definitely planning what this will look like. So what's next? I know we've got a mixed group here in the meeting, but I want to give you each guidance on what to do with all this information. So if you are a Bold Idea volunteer, my ask for you is to sign up to mentor with a coding club. If your company is in one of those DISD partner clubs, sign up with your company. If you're not, sign up with a community coding club. Again, we'll have 5 that we're debuting this year. There'll be 15 students in each club. So we'd love to have 7 to 8 people on the club supporting that group. Our registration is going to open on August 2nd. And to make it things easy, you can just go to our website, boldidea.org. You'll see a button now at the top that just says sign up. So our team has really thought through how to make this really easy for you guys to get started. And again, if you're a volunteer and you've got any questions about that, reach out to me or Lorene or put them here in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them. If you were a parent and you're on this call, our ask is to register your student for the coding club. Just like volunteers, the registration will open next Monday, August 2nd. at boldidea.org. You can go to our website and see which of the 8 schools that will be in Dallas ISD, which of those coding clubs. Otherwise, sign up for a community coding club. And we want to make sure that every student who has an interest can sign up. So don't let lack of device or lack of funding prevent you from doing that. Please reach out to me during registration, and we'll make sure that you're set up and your student has what they need to get going. Let us know if you have any questions about that. And you might be wondering too, I think we got a question, where will these coding clubs be held? In Dallas ISD, all the students will be back in school, so they'll be in a computer lab. So far, our volunteers will stay virtual in most cases. We're taking that on a case-by-case basis with our partners. For community coding clubs, the 5 ones we're starting with will be virtual. And then in a few months, we're going to keep evaluating what the world looks like and when it will be safe to go back in person. And going forward, we expect to have both. So we'll have online coding clubs for students. It will also have in-person coding clubs in North Texas. So we've had students as far as Brooklyn and Austin sign up. And as far as we're online coding clubs, we'll continue to allow students and mentors from across the country to sign up and participate. That's really exciting. Your student might be participating with a student in a different part of the country or even a different part of North Texas, which is pretty cool. And finally, if you were a donor, and anyone can be a donor, we just ask that we'd love your help making this program possible. You can make a one-time or monthly donation to Bold Idea at our website, boldidea.org/donate. We also have North Texas Giving Day coming up on September 23rd. We have a goal this year of raising $15,000. One of our corporate partners, Alchemy Technology, is for the 2nd year in a row offering a matching challenge. So every dollar we raise, they will match it dollar for dollar up to $5,000. So please help us meet our goal on the 23rd. Starting on the 1st, you can start scheduling your donation for that campaign. And all the funding that we raise, whether you donate today or on Giving Day, is going to help us make sure we can provide free computer science learning and mentoring for the students at the 8 Dallas ISD schools we're serving. And also the students participating in community coding clubs who've asked for financial assistance. So this past year, actually, 67% of our students participated in Bold Idea for free or just a greatly reduced price. And we want to continue to make that possible for students.